Well, Happy New Year and welcome back. It's so good to see you again. I hope you had a great holiday and were safe and did things that just brought you a lot of joy. Last time, a week ago, I talked about rest and Sabbath rest and finding these things that are so important to your spirit and your soul. And I kind of looked at this as a way of joining up rest, and sometimes we say relaxation, but I want to call it renewal. Because at New Year's Eve, it's a time of resolutions and expectations of change. I kind of don't like the word resolutions. So I don't think I've ever made a resolution in my life that I ever kept for more than a few days or a few weeks. In fact, I've gotten to the point where I really don't even make them anymore because I know I won't follow through on them. I did make good on a few for a short time, and one I even spent several months working out at a rec center and even going in early before work to do that. But then again, family obligations and other circumstances just kind of got in the way, and that fell away also. So I would prefer, as I said, to think of this time as a time, rather than making resolutions, to see this as a time of renewal. I looked it up and it says renewal can be defined as restoring to freshness, vigor, or perfection to make new spiritually. Personally, I would much rather use my time and efforts in the new year to regain vigor, more energy, and renew my love for God and my relationship with Him. We all know 2020 was a difficult, challenging year, but do we really take the time to consider what it has done to our very soul, our sense of confidence, and our trust and our love for God when we've taken hit after hit after hit to our spirit? Now, there may seem like a fine line between resolutions and renewal, just kind of semantics when you get right down to it, but hear me out. With most resolutions, we set ourselves up to fail. We set goals that are so ambitious that we can't possibly achieve them in the time that we've set to do that. And then discouragement sets in, and we wind up dismissing our resolutions long before we see any appreciable results. On the other hand, renewal seems more of a time of self-examination, an assessment of where we are physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and what seems necessary to restore balance and set right what has been thrown out of whack in the previous year. Now, how this plays out for each one of us is as individual as we are. What works for me probably won't work for you at all. Are you a list maker? I tend to be, but I'm not sure that will be my go-to for this time in this instance. You may try journaling. I've made a bunch of attempts at that over the years because that's something I've always really wanted to do. But again, follow through was my enemy, and I've discarded every single one of them. Seeking renewal will involve taking a good hard look at heart and soul, everything that's been under siege this past year and what needs to be set right. Honestly, my emotions have been all over the map, in great spirits one day, in the dumps the next. I've done quite well taking care of myself physically for a while, and then I fall away and not do quite so well for quite a time after that. And spiritually, in some ways I feel that God is often far away, and yet I've never felt my trust and dependence has been stronger than it ever has been on Him. So please consider coming along on this journey, a time of soul searching. Consider how to approach this time of renewal and make it work for you, and not let it fall by the wayside like New Year's resolutions. Let's create a holy space and a plan that will have lasting impact. For me, a pattern that promotes emotional, physical, and spiritual health will be front and center, and one I hope to maintain the rest of my days. It's time for renewal, everybody, because our mental and our spiritual health depend on it. There's an old hymn that I love, and one of the verses says, "Take time to be holy. The world rushes on. Spend much time in secret with Jesus alone. By looking to Jesus, like Him thou shalt be. Thy friends in thy conduct, His likeness shall see." God bless you all. Thank you for coming back, and again, have a Happy New Year. Thank you.